should you avoid euro all day due to the German CPI? No. So with CPI, the actual CPI announcement is, and this is where it's a bit odd. I don't know why it says all day. So depending on where you're based, I think Perth time is around 8 p.m. So it'll be 12 o'clock UK time. It's around then. Release, and you can Google it as well. I'm just quickly looking. But would it impact a position on euro positions? If I have a very favorable position, am I going to let the German prelim CPI impact or deter or prevent me from taking a position? The short answer is no. And it's at 1300 GMT. So it's in 1 hour. I'm sorry, 1 hour. It's 1 hour ahead from what I originally said. So in 3 hours time. And all I've done is Googled it there, by the way. It's interesting that there's a pattern of alternate over and underestimation on jolts. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, you can see here, going back to September, just shows you how well they are forecasting these numbers. Grant, fundamentals over tech. So fundamentals over tech. I mean, the actual technical analysis, if there's a favorable opportunity, that's always number one. But fundamentals comes into it if there's a high impact news event. If you're holding longer term positions as well, and let's just say you're looking at British pound, US dollar, you've got a supply zone, you're looking to hold it going down to weekly lows. You have a more longer term view. The fundamental analysis backs that up, where the US dollar is particularly strong. Just going through some of the points I mentioned earlier with interest rates not being cut as much as first anticipated. If there's further strength in the weakness in the British pound, let's say inflationary figures keep falling, they continue to be aggressive in their rate cuts, then yeah, that supports the case for that more longer term view. So yeah, generally speaking, that fundamental analysis or fundamental view, if we look at pound US dollar, for instance, US dollar being particularly strong, favoring short positions, it just gives you that confluence to favor short positions. Okay, right. So I just wanted to go through some of the questions and projects that have been submitted before we wrap things up. So first question I had, so this was from Shane's Y, and your question was, can you set up zones within a trade? So I see consolidation, higher highs and lower lows during a trade going to profit. If so, what's the RR we use to jump into these, consider we already have one? So in that scenario, yes, you are going to see continuation. You can potentially add to a position in that scenario. It all comes back to risk management and making sure you're not too exposed. But yeah, if you are in a trade and then you see a rejection from another demand zone, that's where you can technically add. Vice versa, if you see rejection from the supply zone, you can add to a position. But always bear in mind that 1% limit and taking potential partial profits out in your first trade and then letting the second trade run. But yeah, we do go through some of those examples during the live sessions as well. And you also said, is an A+ setup only when impulsive moves are higher highs or lower lows?